Hey, welcome to the TheFloridiotsPodcast. I'm Lee.
I'm Pops. What's up, guys?
All Florida man stories all the time.
All the time.
Live from our brand new home.
Yes.
Our brand new location, Sacred Leaf, right here in Gainesville. So we're excited to be here. We're going to try to do the show from here as much as possible.
Most definitely.
Really because no other place will have us. But also, this place is awesome. And we're a big believer in health and wellness products. So down here at Sacred Leaf. And
Yes.
Last episode, if you were kind enough to check it out, we had Nathan on telling us all about the stuff they have. And we'll do that again, obviously.
For sure.
Have Nathan on again because he was good. The guy was like born to do radio and podcasting.
He's good.
So
Definitely.
I think one of us is getting replaced.
I think so.
I'm just going to see if Nathan wants to do the show with you from now on. Jay, big week in Florida Man stories.
Oh, yeah.
Exciting Florida Man stories. Of course, we view Florida Man as the protagonist. We're rooting for the Florida Man.
We are.
To get away with his shenanigans. We don't view him as a nuisance.
That's what Florida's for.
We don't even think this shit's funny. We just want, we're here. Somebody has to be an advocate for Florida Man.
But
how's your week been?
Funny. It's been great.
Good.
Thanksgiving was awesome. That was a good time. We actually hung out Friday evening and out in public.
Yeah.
And got to meet your friends, and that was a very good time. And
we went back out the next, 2 nights later, and it was a completely different experience because we went somewhere that we didn't have to wait 2 hours to get in.
That was a little. That was a little poo-poo.
Yeah, I don't do
Florida.
well with waiting.
I don't either.
Or any kind of patience. And by the time we sat down, everybody was so goddamn tense and hungry. And then, of course, you're cramped into this little area. It's like, why did I pick that place? We're not going to say the name of the place, but it's like, it's hipster central. And I think people pick the place not just because the food is good, which it is, but there's no reason to wait 2 hours for anything in life. Get in and out, in and out. That's the way it should be. Like my sex life.
Lingering.
Yeah, lingerers.
Lingerers.
Jay, you got some Florida Man stories?
Yes, actually, I got a good one.
Cool. What do you got?
Okay, this week, check this out. Florida couples, they do their things that they do in the bedroom, and we all, that's their thing, whatever they want to do.
We support it.
We support it.
Absolutely, as long as there's 2 consenting parties.
Yes. Florida copulation is, you know what I mean? But no, this Florida couple was pulled over on the interstate last week, and they were pulled over because of a suspended license. So, of course, the officers put him in cuffs, threw him in the back of her vehicle, and the young lady, Florida lady, who was back there, says to her boyfriend, "Let's open up our OnlyFans page and we'll have sex." And she was saying this loud enough so the officer could hear them,
Mm-hmm.
and she's like, "No, I don't think that's a good idea." And then they kept just, taunting it, and then finally they actually engaged in having oral sex with one another. On their OnlyFans page in the back of a cop
in the back
car
of the cop car
while being under arrest.
I mean, at this point, are you even mad? The cop shouldn't even be upset about that. That's honestly the cop's fault. Like, how do you? I've seen and heard.
If she would have hogtied them both, that wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Just
shenanigans in the back of a cop car, but never sex. And why were they both placed in the back of a cop car?
That's what I'm saying, too.
Like,
as soon as somebody would have said OnlyFans, I'd have been like, all right,
you're out of here. They're both...
I'm going to do it. I'm going to have sex with my boyfriend in the back of a cop car.
That cop's definitely going to lose her cop license.
Oh, there's going to be some
issues, which I'm assuming
with that.
is official speak for cops.
Oh,
cop license.
It's called cop license.
Cop license,
for sure.
Right.
Which I looked it up on the Wikipedia earlier.
Speaking of cops, deputies arrest 2 Florida men for cutting the microchips out of stolen dogs in an underground puppy chop shop. Deputies say 2 Florida men were stealing dogs on the Gulf Coast, cutting the microchips out and reselling them.
Aww.
That's crazy, dude.
So their punishment should be that they should be cut and have all of those chips put inside of them.
Yeah, we microchip them.
We microchip them
to death.
Yeah, and put one of those little shocker ones in there too, so they,
There's a
Come
couple
on,
of things
Florida man, don't hurt no dogs now.
There's a couple of things that I cannot stand,
wrong with
and
you?
hurting animals is one of them. Although I will say, our love for animals sometimes bothers me just a little bit. And I'm going to give you an example here. I work at a homeless shelter.
Right.
And my friend does work with animals. And the amount of blankets that were raised for dogs totally eclipsed the blankets we raised for humans. And I get it. Like, I love dogs. They are better than people. But these are humans.
Yes.
Humans we're talking about. Like, at least it should be on par. At least it should be equal. I see cats and dogs sometimes that have way better fucking lives than I do.
That's
I mean, way better.
That's a funny story.
They eat better food. They have better homes.
Yeah.
Way better.
That's because they're, some people are crazy that way with their animals. But talking about not hurting a dog or trying not to and keeping warm, this next story, it's not that long.
I gotta say, the poof is really crushing it today.
Oh, thank you.
Can I touch it?
Yes. It's a little crunchy.
It's springy.
It's springy. If I go underwater and come up, it stays exactly like this. It's like duck off the water's back.
I did some weird conditioner thing to my hair, and it's like,
oh wow,
I hate it right now. It's like, I can't. This is what it's doing, and there's no undoing it. So
put the hat back
put
on.
the fucking hat on.
All right. Well, you never guess what happened this time. Talking about animals and whatnot, I would stick along with that same story.
Yeah.
We got a Florida man who was arrested after attacking the owner of a dog, which he was trying to copulate with.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Nope.
That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, no. Do not. Now, listen, that's
I got to keep warm, but, once you get past, bedside manners, bub.
It's doggy style.
Ooh, I love that punk band. Check them out. Doggy style. They were a killer punk band.
Florida man attempts to float to New York in a homemade contraption. This is what it looked like right here. This thing is ridiculous.
Rolling, 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 rolling. What?
Flagler County Sheriffs pulled this guy out of the water. He was not injured. You ever see the lady that tries to swim to Cuba? And they're like, oh, she's a real hero. She did it again. She only made it halfway. No, they're not a hero. You're taking up valuable resources. Go run a marathon or something where the Coast Guard doesn't have to pull you out of it. I never think those people are heroes. They suck.
Don't swim in shark-infested waters.
Thank you. And we definitely should not give them valuable resources. People are drowning, So, oh, look at that.
Look at that.
We're getting angry messages.
We're getting angry messages from the apple.
Yeah,
the apple's getting rotten. So, yeah, that's not good. I mean, the guy's got to be in shape for that. That's for sure.
Yeah.
You would think.
Why, though?
It's like a...
Why?
Maybe
the story does not say why.
He's a gerbil man.
But he was a gerbil man. But why would you try to float to New York in your own homemade contraption?
Some people are just adventurers, bro.
Yeah, I don't know.
Haven't you ever seen Swiss Family Robinson?
I never thought of those people as heroes. I never think of you as courageous or brave or adventurous. I think you're stupid.
What about Tom Hanks?
Harrison Ford, same deal. Stop flying planes into things. For crying out loud.
Don't fly planes into stuff.
Yeah.
That's some expensive insurance, man.
You got a wrap-up story for us, Jay?
Yeah, actually, speaking about expensive taste. Yes, I mean
you tried to segue something that was not.
Harrison Ford,
okay, all right.
Crashing
I'll
planes.
give that one to you.
He's wealthy as all dog get out.
I'll give that one to you, but barely.
What would you do if you won $1 million, Lee?
Oh, we were just talking about this. That's so weird. I'd buy 2 homes, one in North Carolina and one in the Cayman Islands.
Oh wow!
And then I'd do a lot of
drug runner.
I'd do a lot of charity work, and I'd smuggle drugs.
Cool. I mean, you have to if you live in the Caymans, right? No. Well, this gentleman or this Florida man from Leesburg, Florida, has a totally different plan and probably unlike anything that you would probably come up with. He won $1 million, and of course, one of those new scratch-off tickets, of course, which is one that. There's always a new one. Those are always the ones that people win $1 million. Oh, this is a brand new one. It was out. I never know when they come out, so I never take the chance to scratch off for $1 million. Well, this gentleman, of course, wins. And, of course, when you win something in the lottery, you have to go to Tallahassee to claim it.
Right, if it's over a certain amount.
Yeah, it's a certain amount. So, he goes to Tallahassee, of course, does the whole rigmarole. They take the photos and him holding the big check and all that stuff.
Giant check.
And they're like...
That's all I want is a giant check. One time. I've asked my boss to pay me a giant check, but they will not do it.
But you would be I guess you could believe this, and I could believe this, but take a guess at what you think what he's gonna buy. 2 things.
Pudding.
$1
million for the pudding.
that'd be a very good joke to steal from.
An IROC.
No. An original 86 IROC Z28.
I only say that because there was a family in the late 80s who won one of the first Florida lotteries, and when they interviewed them on TV, they said, "What are you going to do with this money?" And he goes, "I'm going to buy me an IROC.
I'm going to get me an
IROC. My favorite thing I've ever seen.
Get me an IROC Z28. Well,
what did he get?
This gentleman, he says, "I want to splurge." He's like, "I think I'm going to upgrade to an electric toothbrush and get a new pair of flip-flops."
Oh, okay. Good for him. He had to be kidding, right?
No.
Okay.
Hey, some folks just don't need much, man.
My son bought one of those fancy electric toothbrushes. I mean, it's ridiculous. It like has one of those floating chargers, so it looks like it's hovering above it.
That's creepy.
Stupid.
You don't need that.
Yeah. My son has expensive taste.
Teeth.
And makes $12 an hour. So.
Champagne taste on Miller Genuine Draft
He listens
budget.
to too much Boosie Badass, I think.
Boosie.
All right, that's going to do it for the Floridiots.
Boost.
Check us out on all social plats. The Floridiots Podcast, live from Sacred Leaf.
Yes.
I'm Lee.
Thanks again, Nathan. I'm Pops.
Later.